Hi, my name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's episode we'll be making some of these wooden Christmas tree ornaments. If you want to know how to make them and to get your free stencils, stick around and check out the video. Right then, so let's jump into the project straight away. So I've prepared some blanks, if you wish to call them that way, pieces of wood, minimum 10 by 10 centimeters, because that's the size of my stencils, and the thickness, it all depends what you've got. My go from 6 millimeters right up to 10 millimeters. So the wood I'm going to be using for this project, I've got some ash, I've got some oak, and I've got some sapele and some other stuff as well. So let's get into the first step. So as you can see, I've got a fair few of these blanks ready to go. Saying few, it's there's 50 of them here. And the first step will actually seem to you a bit strange and odd, but we're actually going to start with sanding. I'm going to start with grit 120 and go right up to 220. Now, why are we doing this? Because the next step will be actually cutting these on a scroll saw, and to be fair, after we cut them out, you don't really want to start sanding then, because it's a lot harder and a bit more awkward and flimsy. So the first step now is to sand these bad boys down. Okay, so we've got everything sanded, and the next step is to transfer the stencils I've got prepared. All these stencils are actually available on my website for free, so I'll leave the link to the website down below in the description. You can pop in and just download them all. So basically we've got some designs of snowflakes, a reindeer, I think somewhere a Christmas tree as well. So if you want to download them, please do so by all means. So the next step in this project is basically to transfer the stencil onto the piece of wood. Normally, spray adhesive onto the wood, stick this on, and off we go. But from my experience, I absolutely hate removing that piece of paper from the wood. It's always an absolute nightmare. So you can use carbon paper, and you've seen me using that in the last video when we've been using these stencils as well. I'll leave it up above so you can check it out. But I just received an absolutely amazing tip from one of my friends. So basically what he uses, clear packing tape straight onto the wood, spray adhesive onto the packing tape, and then we'll whack this on. So it's actually a lot easier to remove the packing tape than a piece of paper. So let's see how that's going to work out. So in this particular project we are cutting out the middle of the stencil, the design itself. In this case, as you can see, it's a deer, and to do that we just need to make a hole so a scroll saw blade can get through. And now it's time for a bit of scroll saw action. Let's get into it. Just a really quick one before we continue with the build. I just want to remind you that if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me a lot, and it really means the world to me if you are becoming part of my community, and obviously you help to grow my channel. But let's continue with the build. And now we're going to pre-drill the hole for the string. And now it's time to refine the round shape. Right, and so these are more or less now ready to take off the stencil itself, and let's see if that trick with the sellotape actually worked. One thing I want to mention, actually, if you cover both sides with the sellotape, I think you're gonna get actually better results, because I did get a little bit of a tear out on the other side. Obviously it all depends what scroll saw and what blades you're using, but I think it would be actually better to use the tape on both sides. So that's a learning curve really there. So let's take it off and see how it actually peels off. Well, as you've seen, that wasn't bad at all, I have to say. So now the next step is actually just to refine the edges and bit of sanding inside, and it will be ready for applying the finish. So my finish of choice is some Danish oil from Hampshire Sheen. I find it the quality very good, and the price is quite affordable, and it's safe with food and toys. And obviously if you've got kids around, it's always important to use finishes that are, you know, safe to people. So always consider that. But let's apply the oil. So in total I've applied 2 coats of oil, and it looks absolutely amazing. So the very last step to do is to put some wire through those so we can actually hang them on our Christmas tree. So let's do that now. And there you go, guys, really cool wooden ornaments. I think they look absolutely stunning and will impress your guests when they come over for that Christmas dinner. One of the projects that's really worth doing if you've got the time and a scroll saw or even a fret saw. Obviously you have to spend a bit more time to do these. Just a reminder, the stencils for these ornaments are available on my website absolutely for free. The link is down below, so just go and check it out, download it, and you can use it for whatever means you want. But for today, that's all. And I just remind you that there's one more video coming out with the Christmas tree ornaments. So if you're not subscribed yet to my channel, please do so now. But that's all for now. I hope to see you next time on my next woodworking adventure. Till then, take care.